ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Southwest Motorsports Complete Auto Center, Southwest Florida. They're the ones that did all this beautiful work on this car. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. She's finally here. She's finally ready. After about a week or so, the Magnum finally has her brand new motor in her. So we're gonna go ahead and do the inaugural startup. Hope y'all are ready. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the inaugural startup. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here. It's Friday night. You got a chance to hear the inaugural exhaust note. So we're now gonna get the first startup from the interior. And you can't really see me now that the lights shut off, but you get what you get. Ooh. Get a little exhaust note in the interior. And Joe, my man over here at the Southwest Motorsports, God bless him, I got like an eighth of a tank of gas. So, thankfully, there's gas stations everywhere. See how we do with the windows in. Well, the time's finally come. Finally here. We finally got the Magnum. She's finally running okay. Except we're low on gas and the windshield wipers are garbage. Those need to be changed. But, not to jinx it, but everything's going so far so good. But we need gas, and we need gas bad. I just didn't want to go to that garbage gas station that's right next door. So this is an exciting moment. I really honestly don't even know what to say at this point. There's been so much talk about what we're gonna do with the Magnum, and you know, that one day when it finally gets here and it's finally running properly. And now that day's here, and it's kind of just like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. This is big. It was not cheap, obviously, as you could imagine. A remanufactured motor ain't cheap, but it's the kind of thing that's worth it, you know. This is something that, as I explained in the drop-off video, is something that's near and dear to me and near and dear to my my ears are perked up right now listening to every little noise, every little bump, because, you know, this thing's been busted for so long that every little something makes you think like, oh crap, is that another thing I gotta spend a gajillion dollars to fix on this thing? So you'll notice, you know, maybe when I stop and I'm not going over bumps, you'll notice that the constant vibration from the motor chugging is gone, because the pistons run properly. There's no way that we get home without stopping to get gas, so you're gonna take a little gas trip with me. I've kind of been like running through emotions with this whole thing for the last week or so. Ever since I dropped this thing off, I've just been running through emotions with it, because, you know, 100%, like my dad's not on his way out the door or anything like that. He's not, you know, he's not terminal or anything like that, but, you know, it's the shock and reality of life. You know, you grow up and you've got someone that's always been that pillar of strength in your life, and now all of a sudden, you know, you and everybody else have to kind of take care of him and do the things that he needs done for him to be okay. So there's that. There's the emotions that, you know, thinking about one day where we're gonna go, and that, you know, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be what I've got of him. You know, all that stuff kind of piles up, and it's been a little bumpy the last week. A lot of crazy stuff between work and family and medical stuff for him, and it's been crazy. It's been a frustrating week. To say that I've wanted to punch someone in the face on a regular basis is probably an understatement, but what you think and what you do are obviously two different things. So anybody watching that knows how motors behave, you'll understand that I'm not going to be going crazy in this thing, not initially. This thing, you know, a good 500-mile break-in before you start acting like an animal in this thing. So we'll try our best to get that far. Yeah, I don't know where to go with this other than it's so surreal. Like, it's been so, I was so excited leading up to it. Knots in your stomach, and obviously, as expected, you know, because you have to share parts with the old motor. Things were busted, things that didn't, that weren't going to carry over well and could potentially ruin the motor. I had to be replaced, so that was extra dinero out of the pocket. But this is just, I guess it hasn't really sunk in yet, I think, is the problem. I don't really know how to feel right now. It hasn't really sunk in. Like I said, every little bump, every little rattle, every little everything is, you know, making my chest tighten. Like, oh my God, this is going to be another thing I have to pay for. It's going to take a little bit for that to wear off, you know. So I'm super stoked about this, but like I said, I don't think it's really set in yet. I don't think I've really got that oomph yet, because I don't know. Like, I'm waiting, you know, I'm kind of cynical sometimes. I'm waiting for the worst case scenario. So it's exciting. I think seeing it in the driveway is going to make it that much better. So we're going to get out and pay way too much in gas, because this thing takes mid-range. And I can actually sit here and talk to you guys without the car doing this for 20 minutes. And we'll get some gas and we'll get right back at it. Yeah. Here we are. I only did the old 25 half tank of gas, because gas is gas right now. up these dirty ass lenses. These headlight lenses are so dirty. See like 10 feet in front of you. So where were we? Pretty sure we were discussing not knowing how to feel about this whole thing, just because it's something that you've wanted for so long. It's something that you've been planning on, and now it's here, and it's just almost feels like it's too good to be true, you know? Like, pinch me, I must be dreaming. So I am excited though. Like, I'm not gonna lie and play like I'm not a little excited. It's been a wave though, like I said. It's been a little bit of a wave. Hey. I said we weren't gonna get crazy. I didn't say that we weren't gonna play a little bit. Man. It's definitely night and day between 7 cylinders and 8 cylinders, I'll tell you what. And I'd be curious to get this thing to a dyno, just because from what I was explained, they usually don't have like remanufactured motors like this. They typically don't have them, especially for a common motor like the 5.7 Hemi. They don't have them typically more than like a few years old, like 3, 4, 5 years old. So just by getting a remanufactured motor, there's a good likelihood that, you know, you're gonna get a boost in power anyway. Hopefully, fingers crossed, right? But who knows? Like, I ain't no daggone expert, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm just refamiliarizing myself now at this point. This car has worked so poorly for so long because of sitting and just, you know, wearing down, that I don't even know how to act with it. I really just want to, honestly, I want to beat the shit out of this thing, like in the good way, the way you beat the shit out of your car when it's a race car. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know it ain't a race car. Calm down, settle down. That's the eventual goal, but I want to beat the shit out of it and like run it and gun it, and I gotta give it. I promised my man Joe 500 miles, give or take. We'll be good with it. We'll be good boys and good girls. So this is a big day, and of course I was stuck at work, and I ended up coming home late. You know, I was like 30 minutes late leaving work. Of all days, right? You know, the day I'm picking up the baby. So it is surreal. This is something else, you know, and I can't wait for like the handful of people that are watching these things, and, you know, tell me what you think maybe the Magnum needs done. You know, obviously I'm thinking like a massive blower on top, or at least just massive forced induction eventually down the road. You don't want to break a brand new motor yet, but I think we're going to naturally aspirate it as long as we can and get as much power out of it as we can without forced induction. The next phase on this Magnum is going to be the little things, because obviously we just dropped Scrooge McDuck money on fixing this car and getting it running right. So the little things are what we're looking at now. You know, not that the interior is little, but the you know, the power port up front, or the cigarette lighter, that's not working right now. Stand by. Good Lord. Don't let anybody fool you, kids, and tell you that the 5.7 won't surprise you. And that thing, I don't remember this thing ever running like that, even when it was in great condition. I don't ever remember this thing having that kind of ass. So we'll start off with the little things. The power ports up front. Shifter knob needs to be replaced because it's ugly and beat up, just from the heat down here in Florida. May have to touch up some of the tint at some point. Eventually, the struts on the tailgate, the hydraulic lift, the struts are shot, so they're doo-doo, but they're super easy to replace, and they're about like 30-40 bucks for a pair from what I saw. We're gonna be tinkering just with some little stuff here and there to get us along. Maybe eventually have an aftermarket, or change the head unit for the aftermarket, or an aftermarket stereo. I know that ain't cheap, so we're not going crazy. But there's lots of little odds and ends around this thing that need to be changed, and that'll be good to get changed. So we are almost to the casa. So we're gonna give her one more pull. I'm telling you, I mean, that ain't Hellcat fast, and it's not SRT fast, but man, I'll be honest, I had a 6.1, anybody that's watched long enough, I had a 6.1 liter SRT8 Charger that had, it had some ass to it, and man, this thing feels so close to that now. I've driven this thing, man, before it died. I drove this thing on multiple occasions, and I just don't ever remember it being that quick. I mean, it ain't nasty fast. It's not gonna destroy, it's not gonna take on a Hellcat or a ZL1 or anything like that, but man, I do not remember it being that quick. Not at all. I know you can't see it, and it frustrates me because I wanted so bad for this car to be ready. On Thursday, because that was my last day off for the week until my long work weekend, and I wanted to be able to pick it up in the daylight because I knew I work until 8 and it's gonna be like pitch black out. Thankfully, we did hit a bunch of spots that were well lit, so you could at least see my stupid mug. Unfortunately, most of the places where we were ripping it, they're not too well lit, so I know you couldn't see it, but that last one when I ripped it, it definitely that put a smile on your face, that unless you're like, when you're a car person, nothing else will do that to you. When you're like, there's only a couple things that'll do that to you when you're a car person, and you can't replace that. So she's running hard, she's running good. We had to replace the battery on top of it. That was one of the things. It wasn't holding the charge. So as I was driving here, especially when I sit here for a minute, I see some minor flickering in the lights. So hopefully that's just everything getting settled, and it's not yet another problem, because it's going to be the theme of this channel, is what other problems do we have to, other obstacles do we have to overcome today. So everybody that's checked this whole thing out, this channel out, I appreciate you guys. The YouTube's still growing, and I hope, really honestly, like, I hope y'all keep coming along for this ride. This has been a big thing for me. This is something that like I said on the drop-off video, this is something that this car started out as something that I wanted no part of, way back when, like almost 20 years now. They got this car when I was right about like that 18-year-old range, 17, 18-year-old range, like 20 years now. This is something that I wanted no part of, and it's become so ingrained in my life, being my dad's car, Every time I went over there, oh, it was the Magnum, the Hemi, and even, you know, when I had my Charger, and we would, you know, jaw jack and trash talk each other and goof around. But and then it became something that was sentimental, and this is a big step. You know, it wasn't cheap. You know, nobody fixed this for free or anything. But I can't honestly thank Joe over at Southwest Motorsports, and I can't thank him enough. This is something that you know, he worked with me, and I can't stress to you guys, if anybody is in that Southwest Florida area, this is the guy, man. Great guy. Understands, you know, not everybody's rolling in dough, and he takes care of you. You know, we've sent some cars there, and he takes care of us. You know, he's more often than not, he's the cheapest guy in town, and it ain't one of those things where it's cheap because you're getting garbage service. Like, this guy is legit. He's honest. He's good people, and like I said, more often than not, he's the cheapest guy in town, and he takes care of you. He understands. He understands how life is, and that, you know, people can't always be out there emptying their bank accounts just for a car. You know, and he probably the first mechanic I've found that, you know, I didn't feel was always trying to get one over on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, I like to think I'm a pretty good judge of character, and this guy is honest. This guy is great. This guy will bend over backwards to make sure you're taken care of, and that's so uncommon these days, to find somebody that with that much integrity and quality. So, and the work that's done is done right, done well, and there's no issues going forward. So, I mean, I don't typically endorse too many people in general, but I can't. You'll never ask me about this guy in his shop, and ever, as far as I can see, in the foreseeable future, you'll never hear me say something negative about him. I mean, this is good stuff. So, and I can't thank him enough, because this is something that, this is a huge mountain to climb. Like, this is a Herculean task without somebody that's going to be there. I don't have a lift. I don't have the ability to pull a motor and put a motor with the tools and stuff at my disposal. You literally, this channel started from the vantage point of trying to bring this thing back to life, and she's not perfect. She's still got a way to go, but man, like, you have been a huge part of bringing back something that I didn't realize was so sentimental to me until the time came. And without your help and your honesty and your integrity and your hard work, this is not possible. And there's potential that, you know, something so sentimental, something that belonged to my dad, that is ingrained in my life now, it might not have been possible if not for your hard work and your honesty and integrity. So I really cannot thank you enough, and here's to tons more business, tons more ventures together, you and my YouTube and TikTok and Facebook, Instagram and Twitter world. This is just the start. We're gonna take it easy on the old girl for a little while. We're gonna take it easy, but once she's broken in, we're gonna tear it up a little bit. So thank you for everybody that watches. You know, some of the social medias and stuff, it's like 30 people. Some of them it's 3,000. So I appreciate every single one of you. I love every single one of you, and hopefully we can make something beautiful. So keep it up, keep watching, keep tuning in. I started posting some YouTube shorts, if any of you guys saw it. My dog Trey apparently is an overnight celebrity, 2,500 views and counting. So that boy is super damn cute. So I appreciate all the love on that, guys, and just keep up with us. You know, if anybody's down in that Southwest Florida area and they got a badass car, like, hit me up. You can hit me up here, any of the social medias. Even if you're not trying to do like a car review or showcase, even if you just want content. I mean, my Magnum ain't anything special yet. She's still got bumps and bruises everywhere, but you know, we can collaborate and make content together, or we can show off your car, whatever works for you. So again, I thank everybody, and I appreciate the love, and we're gonna get to it here in a minute. So we'll catch you on the next one.